At 1 a.m., people received a text message from their employer that they have been let go. We are talking about today none other than Spirit Airlines, which has ceased operations after 34 years. Now, if you're wondering what is Spirit Airlines, if you've never taken them the way we've never taken them, they are a budget, affordable travel service where you can take an airplane inside of the States to connecting airports, Columbus to Dallas, Dallas to California, wherever, at a cheaper rate. But that was not enough to keep this business open, because this Iran war, this oil issue, this upcoming famine issue keeps coming back to back in Americans' faces. And Americans are just starting to see the writing on the wall, because some of the people's favorite airline has literally shut down seemingly overnight. Listen to the end of this expat alert, because this could be your final chance to ever hop on a plane and get out of America. Now, it's already looking like those summer trips are not going to be tripping all like that.
Man, if you can't see what's coming, I really don't know what to tell you. This is a whole airline. 17,000 jobs, guys, gone. And I want to say these are decent paying jobs. If you get a job at the airport, TSA or something, you know, the people that check you in, flight attendants, pilots, the maintenance people, the people that put the bags on the plane, like, man, this is right in our face. I know Donald Trump, he was saying that he wanted to bail them out, but I guess it's too late. Like, this is really getting serious. And if you can't see, like, what's coming to America in the future, like, this war is not going to end. So it's just going to get worse. As we say, look, if it's not one thing, it's another. So be prepared for this week, because, man, this is big news.
And understand, the airline had already been financially weak with a couple of prior bankruptcies. So their accounts were hitting zero, or they had too much debt to pay off, because sometimes it doesn't pay to be affordable in business. I mean, this is a business we're talking about here. It's very difficult, I imagine, to keep an airline open when you have Dollar General prices, because you have things like fuel costs that have to go up. But Spirit Airlines, as a business, they're known for affordability, so they couldn't hike up their ticket prices overnight, even though fuel has been hiked up overnight because of the war. Now, they also had failed merger attempts, meaning some larger companies, maybe even larger airlines, wanted to buy them out, but perhaps they saw it was a little bit too risky. They were looking at Spirit like, yeah, the people like you, and it's a great airline, but then they ran the financials and did their due diligence and saw, actually, these numbers aren't going to make sense. This is not adding up. I cannot buy from you. I'm sorry. I can't purchase this entire airline. It's just not going to work. And I mean, after all, we're in May 2026. People are not making these big purchases anyway. And so it also shows the seasonality that happens when you are trying to do anything in life, start a business, move abroad. There is a season for these things to take place, but Spirit Airlines season is just about over, okay? Now, after COVID, they had mounting losses, obviously, because during COVID, there weren't many planes going out, okay? Now, we left the country during COVID-19. It was a phenomenal time. So glad we did that. But we were some of the only travelers across the world airports, from Columbus, Ohio, to Miami, Florida, to Istanbul, Turkey. We're basically the only family running through the airport to fly to Africa 6 years ago. And I just look back at that time like, wow, look at the courage we had. Because you're going to need that same courage if you are going to leave America in the midst of all these flight reductions. Now, if I were you, I would start to say, hey, I need some strategy. I would go to www.journeywithusmovetoafrica.com and learn more about our one-to-one services, because the Mature Adult Intensive, as I was talking about seasonality, is now closed. We're on Cohort 8. We begin today and it's closed. So if you're too late, you're too late. The doors are closed. There's that finality, but hey, watch this space to learn whenever Cohort 9 opens, okay? And then we have to talk about the rising fuel prices because unfortunately, Spirit Airlines is not the only one that has been impacted. In fact, right after the announcement, Delta Airlines shut down hundreds of flights after Spirit Airlines said they have to close.
Yeah, this is a big thing, and you got to look at the bigger picture too. These are airlines we're talking about. They're saying fuel costs is up, debt costs is up, and things like that. And the United States just hit 100% debt of their GDP. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Like, if you're not paying attention to certain things like that, that means that the debt in America is pretty much $40 trillion. Countries are backing out. Countries are really starting to look out for themselves because this fuel crisis, this fertilizer crisis, this, transportation. Just think about all the transportation that needs diesel and things like that. Countries are really looking out for themselves because I say that because they're pulling out away from that debt society of America. So it's just going to get worse. Like, this is a big thing. I know we're talking about airlines, but this is also coming down to what we always say: Babylon is falling, and it could be in an hour.
The food supply chain is impacted, and again,
in a short time, it's going to happen.
This is breaking. Delta Airlines has canceled hundreds and hundreds of flights, citing nationwide crew restrictions, meaning Delta does not have enough workers on their payroll. Now, Delta may not even be able to pay these workers behind the scenes. That's why they don't have enough workers on their payroll, because we find it hard to believe that people don't want jobs in America, okay? We know that people want jobs. We know people are being let go. We know that tech jobs are going away. And so it seems like there would be enough crew members that you could hire. And so the real issue is you don't have the money to fly these planes the way you used to, which means you have to hike up the prices to fly out of America and even inside of America. Now, get this. This is your window of opportunity because Delta also said this week, you could book a flight at a reduced rate due to Spirit Airlines getting out of business. If I were you, I would book that flight. I would book my ticket outside of America right now through Delta Airways. I would go through Expedia. I would look at it. I would change my VPN and I would change different cities to see the most affordable option. And then I would get the heck out of America. No matter if I had to fly through Mexico, Jamaica, Colombia, Canada, Paris, France, Sweden. We have a client that said, hey, I think I'm actually flying through Sweden this time to get to the continent because they and Switzerland are the only countries that do not have the entry-exit system. So she said, you know what, I think I'm just going to fly all the way over to those Nordic countries. People are using strategy and thinking about things like a strategist, like an advisor. And this is what our clients talk about in the Mature Adult Intensive via one-to-ones, all those things. Check out the links in the description because it's getting real out here. The U.S. air system, the flight system, is under total duress. It is breaking from the inside out. And finally, people are starting to see it. In fact, I was looking at threads and it's breaking news, obviously, with Spirit Airlines. And people are like, wow. This is a signal the economy is going to collapse. This was the signal people needed to see, okay, America's fracturing. Let me sell my house. Let me liquidate this. Let me start my side business. Oh, let me invest in my marketing and sales. Let me be serious about what's happening and get prepared and be diligent because the solution is not, as we see, staying in America. We see what's happening with the wildfires in Georgia and Florida, in these sundown towns, acres and acres being set ablaze, whether on purpose or not on purpose. It's dangerous. And so you can lose everything that you have in America because it is a crashing, falling, monstrous society that there is no antidote for. Remember, in a previous video, I told you, according to Jeremiah 50:51, that there is no balm for America. There's no healing. It literally says, forsake her and flee. There is no solution. So when anybody says, oh my gosh, it's so negative. Well, guess what? This has been prophesied thousands of years ago. There is no solution. And when the Most High Yah says there's no solution, he doesn't mean it's a half solution. He doesn't mean stay there and wait for a solution. He doesn't mean Trump is the solution and Trump is the new Messiah. He said through Jeremiah, there's no solution. Get out now.
Yeah.
Because all the wheels are falling off.
Exactly. There's signs, man. Just this month, the beginning of the month, what happened? The Voting Act of 1965. Like, war is happening and it's very spiritual, but if you can't see that, you're not gonna feel like it's against you. Especially people in America that is
Melanated.
Yeah, melanated. But yeah, it's really getting serious. They're doing things on purpose. They pass stuff and then see what's gonna happen, and then nothing happens. People are really just putting their head down and making sure that they can survive the day, survive the week, survive the month. But I'm telling you, that's the biggest flex. It's outside of America. Make sure you can get your cost of living down. Make sure you can have food around, because that's even another thing that's happening. They're talking about it's going to be a food crisis, a world food crisis. But we know, just living here on the continent, there's plenty of food, organic food. It's not printed. And this is something Bill Gates, he back here like, yes, this is great. Now I can bring my printed food and stuff like that. Look, it's signs that's happening all around. And this week is going to be very interesting. Guys, look, make sure you like the video. Leave your comments below. Let us know how things are in your city or in your country where you're at, because man, we have to stay informed with each other and let everyone know, hey, it's good over here, it's good over there.
Yes, so, and understand, more Americans are leaving than ever before. I know you see it all over social media, people touching down into Vietnam, Thailand, Ghana, Kenya. People are fleeing America. White Americans, they're going to Spain, Portugal, all over. Some even going to Russia and Eastern Europe. Americans are fleeing for their very lives because they feel something inwardly. They received a message on high, even if they don't consider themselves to be spiritual or to follow the Bible. Somehow, the inkling of faith that was needed to exit America was able to penetrate their ears and to get them to execute their plan to leave America for good. There's so much opportunity out here. It's actually becoming more and more easy to leave America logistically because of the residencies that are available. So you may want to subscribe to Members Only to learn more about those and to check out all of our resources. And that's it for this video. Shalom, shalom. We'll see you in the next one, because this is absolutely insane. Share this with 20 people in all your Facebook groups and all your WhatsApp chats, because Spirit Airlines is gone.
Yeah, guys.
For good.
Look, faith without works is dead. It's time to get to work. It's time to get to work. Shalom, family.